Hello everybody, it is Groundback here, and today I'll be doing a video ranking all of my favorite King Ghidorahs. I did Godzilla a few days ago, and I was like, you know what the hell, let's just do King Ghidorah. He also has a lot of incarnations, and this should be fun. Let's just get into it, shall we? Starting off with GMK, this is definitely a weird one. Like, I absolutely love, like Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monster all attack, and also Baragon is there. But, to this day, I'm not sure how I feel about a good King Ghidorah. One that's actually inferior to Godzilla. It's still kind of weird to me. I definitely like the lore, and I like the whole soul stuff that happens in the movie. I think Ghidorah being powered up by souls and by positive emotions, that's cool. And also possessing Godzilla at the end. That was also pretty unique. Unfortunately, MonsterVerse did that better, but we'll get to that later. I do like his design though, and I do like his theme. I guess overall it was either way, like I guess I just appreciate just having I'm just happy for it to exist, Like having a good King Ghidorah isn't very, common, but I would say I would appreciate just it being there at all, just for the sake, like more diversity. So yeah. I absolutely love GMK, but pretty good. Like I think they deserve to be there. Ghidorah. Ghidorah or Death Ghidorah. Both are pretty cool in their own right. In terms of like their names. I don't know why I brain farted there. But Rebirth of Mothra. It was a movie. I saw it. I don't remember really anything from it. I remember like the roar being cool, and obviously the design is pretty sick. And I also remember them like Death Ghidorah being the reason why like all the life was taken out on Mars. But honestly, like Ghidorahs themselves are already like planet wipers. That's not really that interesting. I personally think it's pretty cool though. But if being honest, I would say Death Ghidorah just was a cooler version of Kaiser Ghidorah. Not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, it's just not one of my favorites. Alright, so Grand King Ghidorah. Ooh. Now, Grand King Ghidorah was very vicious, and it was quite honestly really awesome to see. Also the fact that Ghidorah just appeared in like a movie that wasn't Godzilla, that's also pretty interesting. But like the stuff that happens in like that Grand King Ghidorah does, I guess I rank them and Kaiser and Cretaceous Ghidorah differently. But yeah, the designs are really sick. I love like the way all the heads look, and the wings are huge as usual. They beat the absolute crap out of Rainbow Mothra, and also like. Didn't they like have like a whole bunch of people trapped in like a big like dome thing or whatever? I forget exactly. It's been years since I've seen the movie. But yeah, Grand King Ghidorah was awesome. It was like a true final boss. I love it so much. Kaiser Ghidorah. Oh boy. Some people may be upset about this, but this is an easy S tier for me. I love I absolutely love, Godzilla Final Wars. And something that I absolutely adored was the fact that sorry. But I absolutely love the fact that like first of all Monster X isn't here, but I think it's fair to talk about him since he doesn't get his own spot. Monster X itself is already just an inherently cool kaiju. I almost said Pokemon. For Gore, obviously, like the Ghidorah reference, that's pretty cool. The fact his fight with Godzilla also incredible. His design is freaking sick. I love seeing him next to Gigan, and like he's like the only like monster in the entire film that actually puts up a fight against Godzilla. And then once like the Exilians are killed, and just Monster X is like you would think that it's over. But then he spreads out these wings, and then he turns into this freaking, like, Kaiser Ghidorah. It's just the name Kaiser Ghidorah, Like, obviously Kaiser being the German word for emperor. So, like, they have, like, like, those kings and whatnot. But, like, Ghidorah is supposed to be, like the Ghidorah above all of them. And that it was just really cool. And then seeing him like beat the absolute crap out of like Godzilla. It was like it was amazing. Oh man, it's just so cool. And I like how his gravity beams like move Godzilla around. I always thought those were interesting as a kid. And admittedly, I wasn't huge on the fact that he walked on all fours when I was younger, but I've grown to really like it. And he's pretty big too. So yeah, easy S tier for me. He is everything a Ghidorah should be. The final boss and like the ultimate rival. And the one kaiju who, under most circumstances, the only one that can take on Godzilla one-on-one, even surpass him. I do not know what this is. Pretty sure this is supposed to be Cretaceous Ghidorah right here. That looks like a figure? If any of you guys could tell me what Ghidorah is supposed to be in the comments, I would appreciate it. I'll just put it here for now. Since I have no idea. Now, I believe this is Shin Ghidorah. So obviously, I've never been to like the Universal Studios in Japan. So I've sadly never been able to like see the ride or anything. But just from the design alone, this is slick as hell. It looks awesome. Is there a Shin Ghidorah figure? If there is, I would love to have it. It looks awesome. Like, just look at it. Like, I hope they like find a way to use, Shin Ghidorah in a movie one day, because that would be awesome to see. Hyper Mecha King Ghidorah. So the weird thing is, I've actually seen a little bit of Godzilla Island. Like, I've seen like as much as I can on YouTube. And Hyper Mecha King Ghidorah itself does have a pretty, well, it's like just a full-on Mecha King Ghidorah, not just like a cyborg. But I don't really know. It doesn't really work out for me. I guess like, no, it's weird because when I originally thought of, heard of like a Mecha King Ghidorah, it was when I was a little kid, 4-year-old. I saw like Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 for the first time. And in the beginning, they show like the head of Mecha King Ghidorah, as well as like, like they show like the CGI thing of like a Mecha King Ghidorah. I remember this like blowing my mind. Like, what? There's a mecha version of King Ghidorah as well? And I didn't really know that Mecha King Ghidorah is supposed to be a cyborg. So in my mind, I imagined, well, basically Hyper Mecha King Ghidorah exactly. But then once I learned that Mecha King Ghidorah was a cyborg, it's sort of like I sort of fell in love with it, and I ended up preferring that way more than like just a full-on reg mecha. So, ironically, Hyper Mecha Ghidorah sort of becomes what's cool, especially because of like how like Mecha King Ghidorah usually is for the narrative. Usually Godzilla, kills or like beats the ever-loving crap out of King Ghidorah. He with his head and his wing, he's crippled. But then he's like modified to become like a new superior version. Sort of like how like the games and the comics sort of did with Showa Gaigen, the Millennium Gaigen. Just like a complete upgrade and like, just for like a revenge thing. Which technically Hyper Mecha Ghidorah still is, and you can argue it'd be an improvement. But to me, it feels like once you get rid of all 3 of the heads, you don't really have King Ghidorah left anymore. It's just a machine. And to me, that seems like a little soulless and not as interesting. So yeah, sorry Hyper Mecha King Ghidorah, but I'm just gonna put you in C for now. Oh boy, got another hot take here. But I personally like Void Ghidorah. I actually really liked the 3rd movie when I saw it. And like granted, like seeing like looking at it like this, it looks kind of weird. But just seeing it with like just in a flying position, or just like in the movie we only see the heads, I just thought Void Ghidorah was really cool. I thought the whole stuff with the high dimensionality was interesting. I think it was like creepy just seeing Godzilla being completely powerless against him. And I just really like what he represents in the film, like with the aliens and like the fact that he like, let's be real, out of every single kaiju, out of every single incarnation, Void Ghidorah probably has the highest kill count of all of them. Like, I'm just saying. And it's just insane. Like, I feel like the third anime film, like, really, like, carried the trilogy. And I think a huge part of that is because of Ghidorah. Also, the whole, like, thing with the shadows, that was also a pretty cool, unique ability. And I know some people might be like, well, like, this thing's so different, can you even consider Ghidorah? And I'd be like, yeah. Like, all of the kaiju are already, like, pretty vague and generic compared to, like, other, like, stuff that, like, gets, like, very different versions. Like, let's say Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man. Like, those guys have had way more different versions. So, like, some of the stuff that's happened in the Godzilla series. So, like, not only is that, like, excusable, but when you have a franchise as old as, like, you know, the Godzilla series, or, like, hell, like, just this year, it's mechagodzilla's 50th anniversary, or no, Megalon's 50th anniversary, one Jet Jaguar. When you have stuff that's that old, you kind of need to have a whole bunch of different incarnations, and I would argue you need to have them being vastly, like, very different from each other, just so you have, like, something to compare to, you know? Like, when you are a franchise as old as, like, Godzilla, like Ghidorah here, like, you know, like, character icon, like, you should have a really, like, interesting history with, like, some really weird decisions that people made over the years. That's how you express art. So, yeah, Void Ghidorah, very cool. I will defend you to the bitter end. Alright, next is, Cretaceous Ghidorah. Or at least I'm pretty sure it's Cretaceous Ghidorah. Yeah, I think it is, yeah. Pretty cool. He has, like, a lot of the cool stuff with, like, Grand King Ghidorah. I think it's kind of cool that he could kill, like, all the dinosaurs. But if I'm being honest with you, I never really found his design that good. I don't know what it is. I just didn't really like it. I thought his fight with Mothra was cool. But him dying via falling into a volcano was, like, really stupid. I'm not sure why they thought that was a good idea. That just seems like a dumb way to kill him. Don't really have much else to say, unfortunately. It's just, yeah, like, he has all the cool stuff as Grand King Ghidorah, but just nowhere near as cool. Mecha King Ghidorah. I already gave you some of my sword with this guy, but I'm just in love with him. When I was a kid, I just had a soft spot for, like, cyborgs just in general. And, like, I also had a huge obsession with Cyberzilla from the Godzilla cartoon. Like, I just really like them. I think they're really cool. Now, granted, I think Mecha King Ghidorah is a little disappointing in, like, the movie. Because not only am I just not big on the whole time travel thing, but I feel like regular King Ghidorah put up a much better fight than Mecha King Ghidorah did. I don't know, maybe having a human pilot really, like, you know, held it back. But luckily, the games and more so, like, the comics do a much better job. And, like, I feel like they actually, like, you know, use Mecha King Ghidorah to its fullest potential. Because Mecha King Ghidorah is a lot more fun when he's evil. Like, being used for the GDF is nice, but, like, especially since, like, Mecha Ghidorah, he still has the other two alien Ghidorah heads still left. I always feel like it made more sense for him to, you know, like, be, like, almost resurrected and upgraded by the alien to one to go back to round 2, rather than, like, the government taking, like, a carcass and just, like, you know, just, like, putting metal on it. I don't know, it just felt weird to me. But, yeah, Mecha King Ghidorah. He is really cool. I love him. I love him a lot. And speaking of love, I love Monsterverse Ghidorah. He is, like, everything that Ghidorah should be. Because he's a huge threat. He's, like, for the most part, superior to Godzilla. And he has, like, a huge rivalry with Godzilla. Like, that was something in Godzilla King of the Monsters that I never even knew I needed. Just Godzilla and Ghidorah having this rivalry that lasted for, like, millions of years. His wings were freaking huge. His roar is awesome. He passively has, like, a giant storm that, like, covers the entire, like, country of Brazil, which is, like, really badass. I think he has the best regeneration out of all the Ghidorahs. And that was a really badass part where, like, you just see him just grow a new head. Like, holy shit. And, like, he also, like, is one of the more intelligent ones, you know, calling up all the Titans to, like, destroy all of humanity. It was creepy. Well, not creepy, but, like, it was insane. It gave me, like, Space Godzilla vibes, which I consider to be a really good thing. So, yeah. Stan Monsterverse Ghidorah. He deserves it. Now, Heisei Ghidorah. I'll be honest, I think Heisei Ghidorah is probably my favorite design out of all the Ghidorahs. Although, Shin Ghidorah here. You know, he might surpass. But in some ways, I'm kind of disappointed with how he does in the film. Now, I'm not gonna be like how a lot of people on Twitter are, where they act that he's like a full-on like glass cannon who gets bodied easily, because he isn't. He gave Godzilla a good run for his money. He was even winning. He even resorted to like, you know, making Godzilla use his like a spiral ray. But I don't know. Like, I just feel like there's something missing when it comes to Ghidorah. And I think it's because of the origins, because I think like changing the origins to being like a mutated, like basically like having the same origins as Godzilla, I think that's fine. He doesn't have to come from space. But I don't know, I guess I'm just not used to like Godzilla and Ghidorah having like a full-on one-on-one. Or whenever they do have one-on-ones, it usually favors Ghidorah. Which again, it technically kinda did, but also like Godzilla still like brutally killed him. So I don't know. Like, I definitely love him. Like, he's B tier. And, like, obviously with Mecha Ghidorah, he becomes, like, one of my favorites. But I don't know. Something's missing. I don't really know what it is. Well, moving on to Showa Ghidorah. Now, Showa Ghidorah, he is a classic. Is there even anything else to really say? Like, what can I say about Showa Ghidorah that hasn't been said by everyone else? Like, they're the OG for a reason. Not only is their roar super iconic, not only are the Showa films that they're in, not only do they slap, but Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, is still one of the best Godzilla films in the franchise. The battle in the Shroud Monsters was really unfair, but it was still really cool. And like, it's the one that started it all. Like, what else do you want me to say? Like, it's just, the Showa Ghidorah is amazing. And like, it's just, I really wish I could say more, but there's literally nothing I can say that you guys haven't heard already. It's Showa Ghidorah. Everyone loves them. And just like how I don't have anything like else I can really add to like Showa Ghidorah, there's nothing I can really add to Dorats. They are ugly as hell. Like, seriously, what is wrong? What were they thinking? Always make them look a little bit more reptilian and not. I can't even use the word cute, because not like Manila cute where they look like goofy. They just look creepy. They just look full on creepy. And I hate it. Also, even though like I have like, you know, Kaiser Ghidorah, all of them are here, I just want to say that I have a hard time really choosing between any of them. Like, I don't really know if I can really choose my favorite of any of these. I wouldn't choose Kaiser Ghidorah since he's basically his own thing. And Mecha King Ghidorah is also like kind of considered his own thing with like copyright or whatever. So if I had to choose one Ghidorah to be my favorite, I guess it would be Monsterverse, but it's with an asterisk, because I don't know, I probably have Mecha King Ghidorah and Kaiser Ghidorah more as characters. But I don't know, it's weird. Either way though, thank you for watching this. Did you know 90% of you guys aren't subscribed? You should do that. I will do another too as another Godzilla character. I don't know which one yet, probably Mechagodzilla. And also, I'll be doing like more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, so be sure to see that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.